Toll tax being if you breathe, you pay taxes. The land tax, we tax you off the land that you owe and what it produces. Both of these really grated on the Jews because both of them were a symbol of the fact that they were slaves. Okay, first of all, they were free. They'd been in Egypt. They'd been set free from God. And now that they had to pay a toll for their existence was merely a reminder that they were slaves. And this really just grated them. Okay? And then God had given them the land of Israel, and this was their land that God had given them. So the fact that they had to pay another country tax on that land, because the Romans had invaded, taken over, they were under the servitude of Rome. The fact that they have to pay taxes to Rome on the land is kind of like a big jab in the eye to your God, going, your God's so big, but you got to pay, you got to pay taxes to us because your God couldn't keep the land for you. So it was a slap in the face to God every time they had to pay the land tax. It was so irritating to them that during the reign of Quirinius, who was governor of Syria, a dude named Judas led a revolt against the taxation system that was put down. It was very bloody. And in the end, the Romans said, we will no longer tax Israel. It's too bloody. So instead of taxing it, they outsourced it. They outsourced it to fellow Jews. And this is how the role of the tax collector started to come. Now, I want you to think of this. If you have, Brad, you and Cherie have 10 acres? 5 acres? 6 acres. Okay, right. So you have 6 acres. You have a small little farm there. You got horses. It's good. Okay. You have a daughter, Cherie. Wife Cherie. So a daughter, Jackie. Right. Okay. So you all get old and get ready to leave your time on this earth, and you give the land to your daughter. Right. Okay. So she gets married. She has kids. Right. So they get the land, and it's kind of become the communal Peter's family ranch. Right. Now one of them. Someone else comes up and he steals the land from them and then takes one of your grandchildren and says, I want you to collect taxes from all your other brothers and sisters on the land that was given to you by great-grandpa Brad. Okay? This isn't going to go over really well. Okay? That's what's happening. That person is going to be the black sheep of your family. They're going to get fed last at family reunions. They're going to get picked on. Their house is going to get spray painted. They're going to be the outcast. Sorry, I hate to tell you this is what's going to happen with your grandchildren, but it's coming. I'm just telling you. So this is kind of the mindset toward the tax collector. So the disciples and Jesus are walking out, and they walk up to this toll booth, and in Luke chapter 5, verse 27, later, as Jesus left the town, he saw a tax collector named Levi. Now that word saw, it's kind of hard to translate because it really means he studied him. He appraised him. He checked him out. He was studying who he was at a deep level. So Jesus is walking up with the disciples, right? And they stop. And they're looking across at the toll booth. Right over there. You just look at them. Now I can just see the disciples. Yeah. That's Levi. He really ticks me off. He makes me angry. When I was angry because I was angry. That's for my 3-year-old. Sorry. I'm stuck on that. My sisters made me angry when I was angry because I was angry. So it's angry. You gotta get rid of it. He makes us so angry because he's got the nicest house in town because he's scamming off everything coming through this town. We're all poor. He's got a house as nice as our synagogue. He really ticks us off because we fish and we're going to ship it out somewhere else and we got to pay him that money and we know where half that money's going to. It's going to his house. He's one of the grandkids that's taking money from us and he's pocketing half of it and sending half on to Rome. I can just see James maybe standing there going, yeah. And then they look over at Jesus, and Jesus is just looking intently at Levi, who's busy about his business. Jesus is just standing there. And they're going, get him, Jesus. And then they're starting to play the tape. You know how you play tapes in your mind of conversations before they happen? You know what I'm going to tell? I know what I'm going to tell him. You're a jerk. You are a jerk. We are brothers, and you are taken from us. You're giving it to Rome. They have no right over